All right, guys, welcome to a pre-market session with Coach Ray, the market trader. Um, um, Recording this at a much different time than I normally provide this, and this is going to be kind of an off-schedule kind of review here, guys, since I did do the London session earlier, but I didn't want to not provide you this information here. So let's go ahead and go through our normal risk disclaimer here, guys. Just kind of review that, and we'll go through the markets and see what the market has to hold for us in the coming session. So again, just normal risk disclosure here, guys. We all understand that the content that's being published by the market trader is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and move into the news portal here and see what news we have today that could potentially markets. So we continue our week of earnings. Okay, so we have American Airlines, General Electric, let's see, Texas Instruments, all reporting earnings today. But in addition, we have some news events that could potentially move the markets, like the initial jobless claim, the continued jobless claims, and let's see. And of course, for those who trade crude oil, we have the EIA report. Okay, EIA inventory report for those crude oil traders. Okay, so fair amount of news today. So something to be aware of as we begin the market here. Okay, so as we do normally, let's go ahead and start off with the gold. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I did participate in the London session and did end up taking a long trade off of ADR here. But we're not here to talk about my trade. We're here to talk about what to expect or what to look for in the New York session. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily and get a feel for what's taking place here on the daily chart. Right, so you can see here on the daily chart. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my levels here. And basically, we continue to be in somewhat of an uptrend. Okay. I would say somewhat. It's definitely up. Okay. And we're starting to break some structure to the upside. Okay. You can see that price is moving above some pivotal areas that we've had in the past where we've sold. Okay. And we have this 2,800 level, which is kind of looking as maybe a potential target for the current move. Okay, I've kind of had this 2,750 level highlighted, which I'm going to go ahead and remove. Now you can see that now that's being somewhat reactive on the support side. Okay, so daily looks very much bullish. We're going to go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. We have our series of candles here. You can see that we are above the value range on the visible range volume profile here, depending on, I guess, how many candles I display here. Okay. So again, all indications are looking higher. Okay. We're getting a little bit of reaction away. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this initial balance range here because we are not in any vicinity of the initial balance. Okay. So there's this 2750, 2758 level that is currently reacting away from. Okay. We have a little bit of a rounded kind of top here. We've had price action kind of move. Let's go ahead and remove my drawings here. We had price kind of move and react away from the point of control for this volume profile, visible range volume profile. Okay. So I would say that on the 4-hour, we continue to look bullish, but maybe there might be a little bit of a slowdown in this kind of momentum to the upside. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. Here we are. We're going to go ahead and draw in my. I'm going to go ahead and temporarily remove this visible range volume profile in favor for my fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start off with. See, today is Thursday, Wednesday. So we're going to take a look at prior days of trading here. Okay, so here we are. You can see that price is below, right? Below value. Okay. Indicating that there's a fair number of buyers buyers, I should say, sellers in the market. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this line across here. Okay. This is our value area low. Okay. We've seen some reaction away from value area low. And then of late, it looks like the price as I guess has gotten a bit of a bid. Okay, we've had some upside movement, which I was a part of in my London trading. Okay, was kind of looking for an opportunity that would take me back to VWAP, and I would say that I think the next order or next opportunity for of the mind that we are sellers of this market, that 2664 or 2764 which seems like a logical area for price to reach and reverse away from. Okay, so that's would be kind of the logical area for that to happen. Now, should price accept this range, then I would say that it's not out of the question that we return to the high of this range. Okay, so right now we are flirting with getting above this VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchor VWAP here on the bottom of the range. Okay, you can see that price is above our anchor VWAP as well. Okay, it's started at start of London. Okay, so we're starting to see some signs maybe that we are seeing a little bit of a change in character, at least on the 30-minute chart, from bearish to bullish. Now, ideally, I would like to see price. If I'm going to really embrace the longs here, would really like to see price get above 2764. Okay, because I think 2764 not only is it value area low, but it also will break some structure here to the left-hand side that could offer us an opportunity for a long trade in the gold market. We could use 2764 as a reference level and have price continue from that point forward. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and add to this chart our levels, okay, price levels. And so let's go ahead and locate my spreadsheet here, and then we'll go ahead and add our levels to this market. Okay, so let's see here. Here we go. All right, so here are the levels that I'm going to be tracking in this market up here above. All right, so these are our levels. We have value area high at 2771. Okay, we have value area low coming in at 2764. Okay, so we have our ADR levels, which I'll go ahead and add. Notice that we got a nice reversal, and that's which I was a part of. A nice reversal off of ADR low. Okay, at 2748.9. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and add ASR. Okay, so ASR here also provided us a nice reversal in price. Now, where could this current move head to or reach? Well, it could easily reach 2775. Okay, which would be the high or slightly higher than the highs of the prior session. Okay, so coming into this market, okay, I would say that we're kind of looking bullish. One hurdle that I would like price to get above is this 2764 level, and if we do manage to get above 2764, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance, certainly, to get through to the top end of value here at 2770, okay, or 2771, for price to eventually reach that, and maybe ultimately to ADR high or ASR high, okay. So market is kind of turning, I would say, a bit bullish, okay, of late, and that would be very much aligned with what we're seeing on the higher time frame. I would say that the area that we need to be careful on is this 2764 level, because this is value area low, and that could produce an area for maybe sellers to step in and drive the market lower. Okay. If we do manage, again, just to kind of summarize, if we do manage to close above 27.64 and hold above 27.64, I think we have a reasonable chance to get to 27.75. Okay. All right. Moving on to the crude oil market. Looking at the crude oil now, again, reminder, we do have EIA reports today. Okay. EIA. So we need to be careful with crude oil today because of inventories. But just to get a sense for what kind of the general sentiment is of this market, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days of selling. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but generally when we have, a series of days where we've had consistent selling, that's usually followed with, some sort of bullish series. Okay. So we're starting to come into an area here around 75 that could be supportive. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in maybe a line of support here in green. Okay. So I would say that as long as we stay above 75, I think we have a reasonable chance to start to make our way back to 80. Not again, this is a daily chart, so I would expect that it would take us a few days to reach those levels. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay, we have a developing or already closed bullish engulfing candle here. Okay, against this 75 level, we're really creating a series of lower lows and lower highs. Really haven't broken any on this time frame any significant structure. I'm kind of drawing in my channel lines here. Okay, we're still in kind of bearish price structure, so probably would like to see price maybe get above, say, 76 before I would start to really embrace the longs, especially on the 4-hour time frame, because we remain in this bearish structure. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart again. We're inside this channel here. What I will say is, actually going to go ahead and get rid of the channel here for a moment. What I will say is that we are developing what appears to be a level of demand here around 75. Okay, that number has come up a couple times now. We had a push higher, broke some structure here to the left-hand side. We've come up against some sellers that drove price down, but it did not drive price down and create a new low. It actually stalled here around 75 and rallied from it. Okay, so this indicates that maybe there might be some further upside opportunities playing out here in crude oil. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the fixed range volume profile. Take a peek to see where price is in relation to value. Okay, here we are. So price is currently inside value. We're obviously well before we're well prior to the session, the New York session, the crude oil session is still a ways away from opening. Okay, so we really can't read into that. But assuming that we close inside this range, then I would expect that maybe we stay in this kind of range, kind of price action until the EIA report. Okay, at which point we might obviously see some volatility in the market. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add my chart here of not charts, but my reference levels for crude oil. Okay, so here are our reference levels. I'm going to kind of mark out some areas of interest here. One area of interest that I'm going to mark up is the value area high. Okay, that area could serve as some sort of resistance. Okay, to this move that we're currently experiencing in crude oil. So around this 75, 76 level. Okay, so assuming that we do manage to get above that, okay, with a strong candle above, okay, we could use this same level as a reference level for continued price move to the upside. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. All right, like this. All right, and that could offer us maybe a long opportunity. Now, if price stalls, which it has stalled already a couple of times, price could potentially stall at this value area high and offer us an opportunity for a short back through value. Okay, so those are a couple of scenarios that I'm kind of will be kind of tracking in the crude oil market. So market has been kind of bearish of late. We see we're in during London. Looks like a fair number of buyers have kind of stepped into the market, and now it looks like it wants to head higher. But we are coming into a value area high level that could serve as resistant and could cause price to continue or reverse lower. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. Let's move on to the equities. We'll start with the equity of choice, and that is the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove our levels. These are old levels, so we'll remove all our drawings, and we'll take a look at the daily chart and ask ourselves a question. Well, what is the market trying to do? Or what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market has been in this kind of consolidation range of late. It's kind of intimating that maybe we had broken some structure to the upside, which we have. We have a little bit of a gap open here, and I would say that as long as we stay above this channel, this bearish channel, I think there's a fair opportunity for continuation move to the upside in this market on the daily. Okay, kind of an extended flag pattern that's been established here. Looking at the 4-hour chart, okay, we have again our series of higher highs and higher lows. We have a series of candles here, bearish candles, okay, coming into an area of demand, right? So right around this 21 800 level, okay, this would be a reasonable area, I would say, to look for opportunities to the long side, okay. So if I am of that view, then 21,800 might be an interesting level for me to participate in a continuation trade. Not only is 21,800 a level of price structure, but we also have some confluence with ADR here around similar level. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so kind of looking at the 30-minute chart, kind of getting a reference here. We'll go ahead and remove. Remove my drawings here. We see that price is below value, or say below VWAP, not necessarily below value yet. Let's go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate our volume profile for Wednesday, and we can see that price is below value. So it's telling us that bears are somewhat in control of this market. We'll go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP, and we'll select the anchor VWAP for the lows of London here. And you can see that price is not only below VWAP, below our anchor VWAP, it's also below our volume profile. Okay, so fair number of sellers in this market. Okay, so volume profile value area low could be a logical area, right, for a trade to continue to the downside. And then we also have our VWAPs, right? VWAP could also serve as an area for us to take executions that would lead to a continued bearish trade. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and let's add our levels here. But right now, it seems that we need to be err on the side of the bears, okay, in this market. Okay, kind of adding my price levels here to the right. As long as price stays below VWAP, as long as price stays below this anchor VWAP and below our volume profile, it seems that the best path forward is for price to continue lower. Okay, now we do have some levels below. Okay, 21,781 and 21,732. These are our average daily and session levels. Okay, these areas could serve as a logical area for price to reverse from. Okay, these are reference levels that we can use if we are really interested in maybe long opportunities. But until then, I would say that we were probably best served unless we are unable to break a new low here. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the line because I do see that price has not made a new low of late. So I'm going to draw kind of a line in the sand here. Let's make this around. Let's call it 860. Okay. That's kind of a line in the sand for the longs. Okay, I do see that maybe a little bit of a demand zone is beginning to establish here. Okay, but we have yet to get above this anchor VWAP and above this area of price structure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw those in. Okay, this will serve as kind of a litmus test that I guess making of the markets that I need to see before I'm willing to embrace any sort of long trades. I need to see price get above, say, 21,900, at which point maybe there's an opportunity that would lead me not only to VWAP, but maybe to value area low. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm currently seeing in the Nasdaq. I would say that right now the market appears a bit bearish, and we need to look for bearish opportunities. Should we start to see price get above VWAP, start to break some structure to the upside, specifically 21,900, I would say that we have a reasonable chance maybe to get up to value area low before we see any significant change in direction or continuation move to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ES and then followed by the YM. All right. So we're going to go ahead and remove our drawings here. We're going to do the same analysis that we've done already. We're going to go ahead and start with the daily chart here and take a look at seeing what the market is trying to accomplish. And similar to what we were seeing in the Nasdaq, it appears that we are trying to head higher, right? If all we had available to us were these set of candles, I'm sure you would all agree that the market is looking to make higher prices. Now, as we get additional context, we can see that price broke above this level and this level. Again, that's bullish. And we're coming into an area around 61,050. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line on that right there. Okay. That line will be, I would say, it will serve as kind of a resistance line to this current move to the upside. Okay. So it will either reverse away from that resistance, much like we've had in the past, or this could be the series of candles that cause price to exceed above it. Okay. Like this. And at which point we can use that same level as an area for us to entertain opportunities to the upside from that level. Okay. So 6150 could serve as an area for us to entertain trade, right? Once it's been broken. Okay. And then we continue moving to the upside. Otherwise, we are going to potentially stall and create an opportunity, which is, I would say, relatively big, where we continue in this kind of range kind of price action and reverse back down to say maybe 5,900. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Moving on to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we continue to make a series of higher highs and higher lows in this market. You can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So classic bullish structure to the upside. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, we are kind of in the middle of our ranges when it comes to initial balance, not initial balance, but our average session and average daily ranges. We do see that we have price is below VWAP, but what's interesting for me that I'm seeing is that it appears that we're developing a little bit of a demand zone here. We have not of late in the last 3, 4, 30-minute candles, we have not made a new low. Okay. And created a little bit of a demand zone here. So while we cannot make a new low and we start to break some structure to the upside, specifically, I'm going to call this level here an interesting level for us. This area here, let's say 6116. Okay. That would be an intermediate level that I would like to see. Not only would price need to exceed this level, it would also need to close above this daily VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and add my anchor VWAP to this discussion here. Okay, so here it is. So we are starting to see price above our anchor VWAP, above, not quite above our daily VWAP. So if I'm going to look bullish, and this does appear a bit more bullish than maybe what I was seeing in the NASDAQ, if we see price break above VWAP and get above, say, 6120, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to get back to the highs of Wednesday. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart here. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add our levels. Okay. And then we'll also add our fixed range volume profile just to get a sense for what, where is price in relation to yesterday's price action. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click here and drag that across to here. And you can see that price is technically below value. Okay, similar to what we were seeing in the Nasdaq. So this area here around 61.21 or 61.20. All right, this value area low. This could be an area where price could, we could see maybe price reverse from. Okay, seems like a logical area for a reversal. Now, if we do get price to accept inside that range, then we can use that same value area low as a springboard for a continuation trade to the upside. Okay, so those are, I guess, similar kind of scenarios that I'm seeing in the ES here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just add some couple of things to my spreadsheet here. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Similar kind of sentiment that I had with the with Nasdaq. It does appear a little bit, I would say maybe appearing a little bit more bullish to me given this demand zone. I would say that we have a reasonable chance certainly to get up to value area low before we see any sort of continuation of the move that we're currently experiencing underneath VWAP. And again, if we do get price to close back inside value, we could potentially see the highs of Wednesday and maybe the high of ASR or ADR high. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the, let's go ahead and add a couple things here. Let's go ahead and add ASR low. Okay. That's average daily range, not daily. This is session range low. Okay, and we're going to add the 5,900 here, which is our 4-hour demand zone. Okay, so now we have that to look forward to and levels that we can evaluate as we enter the New York session. We're going to go ahead and close this session off with a review of the Dow. All right, we're gonna start off with a daily chart. Again, take a look at this. Now, of all the equity markets, I would say that the Dow is probably the most bullish. Okay, we're still this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in the bullish direction. I would expect that this 4,500 or 45,000 level to be an area where we might see some resistance in price. Okay, it might be resistant to price, I should say. Okay. So very much in a bullish trend that is supported by volume, as you can see here. I'm in my volume delta below. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, you can see the series of candles, higher highs and higher lows that we're making in this market. Okay. Higher highs and higher lows. So again, we remain in this bullish structure. And again, looking at volume delta, it does appear that this move is supported with volume. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, again, we are kind of in the middle of the average session and average daily ranges. Okay. We are unlike ES, unlike the Nasdaq, price is above VWAP. Okay. So of the 3 equity markets that we discussed so far, it appears that the Dow is the most bullish of the 3. Opening up the, let's see, the volume profile here to start the session, close the session. Just want to see where price is in relation to value from yesterday. And you can see that we're kind of challenging value area high here. Okay. So we're currently challenging value area high at what is that? 44,380. Okay. We managed to get above it, but that was met with some sellers. So if this continues and we are unable to get price to close above, then I would say that there is a reasonable chance for price to reverse lower. Now, if we do manage to close above value, okay, then I would say that it starts to open up ASR, and I'm going to open up ADR here. Okay, starts to open up some levels above us for as targets for trade. Okay, so basically what we're looking at in that scenario, we would want to see price exceed value high, come back, retest value high, and that should be the impetus for price to continue higher. Okay, if that is not the case and we remain in range, price will not break above 44,400. Okay, and we will see price kind of continue in that range and maybe reverse lower. Okay, so with earnings underway, a lot can happen between now and then, between now and the open of the market. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just capture a few of our levels here, guys, just for reference purposes. So we have, let's see, we have 44,453. Okay, that is our average daily range high. Okay, we have our average, let's see, 44,519. That's our average session. Okay, session range high. Okay, and then we have our value area high, that which we've been talking about up till now. This 44,380 is our value area high. Okay, we have our, let's see, our point of control coming in at let's just going to call it 44,340. Might be a little bit lower than that, but I think for our purposes, it's more than adequate. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up settlement here, and that's coming in at 44,353. Okay, just in between. So 44,353. That's settlement. Okay, and then we'll have value area low. We'll add that. So value area low is coming in at, what is that? At 44,316. Okay, so 44,316 is our value area low. Okay, and let's see, value area low. Let's go ahead and add our average session range low. That's coming in at 44,119. Okay, that's our average session range low. Okay, and then our average daily range low is coming in at 44, let's call it 101. 44,101 is our average daily range low. Okay, so looks like we just indeed got a close above value. So it's looking to me, we're not technically completely out of the woods yet, but it's looking to me that if price does indeed hold above this 44,380 level, that we are probably looking at scenario number 2, has a potential, and have price continue to the upside. Okay, what I would not want to see once we've broken this level to the upside is I do not want to see price to closing back inside value, because that could lead to price reversal back down to the lows here at 44,313. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for the markets. I'm just going to move this here a little bit, kind of clean this up here a little bit. Okay, that's what I have for the markets here today in kind of a different session. I understand this is not a recorded session on our pre-market review, but nonetheless, we want to continue to trade the markets as we have to date. Okay, we want to trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Have an excellent and profitable session, and stay tuned for a live trading session today at 9:30 Eastern time. Until then, happy trading.